So if you don't have one, then you'll have a problem if you want to get a new job.
If you don't have one, the digital ID, then you'll have a problem if you want to get a new job. You can't have a job if you don't get the digital ID. Who does this woman think she is? Why have we allowed these mediocre people, these less than mediocre people, to rise up and rule over us? Why do we hand over our freedoms, our right to have control over our own lives, to these midwits? You'll own nothing and be happy, they tell us. Don't worry about it. Just keep your head buried in the sand. As long as you've got your Netflix and your season pass to watch the Premier League. Oh, but got to watch the Chelsea lads, innit? Or, oh, but I've got to watch the Celtic and the Rangers game on the weekend. What a load of rubbish. As long as you've got your fucking Labubu collection, then it doesn't matter what these lunatics dream up next, what nonsense they've got in store for you next, because you'll just be ignorant to it all for the sake of convenience. Ignorance is bliss. Embrace your servitude.
This isn't a heavy-handed approach. We're not planning to go around finding people, but what we are going to do is make sure that everybody's got one.
She says this isn't a heavy-handed approach. You fucking cunt. You absolute fucking cunt. She just said if you don't have one, a digital ID, then you'll have a problem if you want to get a new job. But this apparently isn't a heavy-handed approach. Just a few years ago in Melbourne, we had spineless bureaucrats threatening us with all sorts of things. No jab, no job. You won't be allowed to go to the pub. You won't be allowed to travel. You'll lose access to medical care if you don't take the jab.
We're going to move to a situation where, to protect the health system, we're going to lock out people who are not vaccinated and can be. But yes, there's going to be a vaccinated economy, and you get to participate in that if you are vaccinated.
This woman, look at her big stupid face. I'm going to make sure that I stretch it out on the screen for you. I guarantee she has never done a hard day's work in her life, but she gets paid a much larger salary than most of us could even dream of. And she takes that salary from the taxpayer.
It won't be sufficient. I just want to be really clear about that.
So they can't employ people unless they've seen one of these
a digital ID.
cards.
Yes, that's right. That is the plan.
It's not heavy-handed, yeah? What was going to do is we're going to make it that you can't make a living. That's all. It's not heavy-handed. I want to be really clear. It's not heavy-handed. The words of a privileged, spoiled little rich girl who truly believes she's some sort of working class hero. Check out her Wikipedia article. Lisa was born as the daughter of some elitist and Marxist Indian academic Deepak Nandy. Daddy was a Marxist, daughter is a Marxist. You think they had daddy-daughter bonding days, reading Marx together in their 5-bedroom mansion? Or perhaps out on the lawn on an English summer day as the housemaid fetches them chilled Pims and cucumber sandwiches? Discussing how to seize the means of production and just how much the lonely plebs would worship them for doing that. Upper class snobs thinking they are leading the class revolution. Grandfather was part of the elite. She went to a private elitist school. Typical activist. It's just a LARP for them. It's like dressing up for a costume party. Rich kids playing it revolutionary because they don't have a real job to do. We all know what this is really about, this digital ID. It's absolute total control. Digital ID leads to the cashless society, which means everything you earn and what you can spend it on is controlled. You say a bad thing about the government? Well, for the next month, you're limited to buying only basic staples, bread and milk, and your travel is limited to the proletariat zones. Oh, your job is outside those zones? Tough luck, I guess. Want to save some cash for the future? Maybe so you can pass it on to your grandkids? Nah, your cash has got an expiry date on it. These pieces of shit. And I don't give her credit for coming up with this elaborate plan for control. She's not that smart. She's not smart enough to realise that she's being used by malevolent forces to push tyranny, because she's a dumb cunt. Look at that face. She simply plays her role as the stupid but malleable public servant who will do whatever they're told to secure their next mortgage payment. And not only that, but she'll actually embrace the instructions that's passed down to her from the puppet masters. She will convince herself that there's some sort of virtuousness to it all. And in this case, it's apparently going to help the British people.
And the major benefit of that to the entirety of the UK is that we will therefore be able to disrupt the illegal market where people come to this country and work illegally and undercut British workers.
In Australia, we've got our own tyrannical digital ID and censorship bitch. Her name's Julian Mangrant. She convinces herself that she's saving the lives of children as she limits our freedoms. As I said, she's never had a real job. She's the typical never had to try, girl of privilege, living life on easy mode, goes to university and thinks that her stupid university qualification actually means something. And then after uni, she spent a couple of years working at a non-profit as a researcher. Non-profits, another scam industry where, for the most part, they are extracting resources from the public purse under the guise of charity and funneling it into private pockets. And then after the non-profit, she gets her cushy government career and has to continually justify her salary, like all the politicians and bureaucrats do, by inventing daft new causes. But I've got to pay my mortgage and nothing much happens in my job, so I've got to push this thing and pretend that I'm important. Honestly, it's not a tyrannical system of absolute control, yeah? Honestly, it's going to stop migrants coming. Isn't that what you wanted? And then the interviewer says something about, but isn't that what the national insurance number is there to do? Yeah, but I've got to make up new ideas to make people think I'm important, yeah? These politicians are always thinking, what can I do today to convince people to keep voting for me? We already did the rainbow flag thing. We tried the trans thing and now it's turning women against us. Calling people far right seems to have run its course. Let's just push on with a system of total control and tell them that'll stop the migrant problem. Yeah, the migrant problem, which we've been telling them doesn't exist for years. Yeah, let's now acknowledge that it does exist and that the solution is just to give up your last few freedoms to a system that will be used to monitor every aspect of their lives. Do you really want to give up your freedoms because people like her tell you to? Once this is done, there's no going back. The genie will be out of the bottle, the toothpaste out of the tube. Wee Johnny's gone and blown his load and he's full of post-orgasm regret. It ain't going back in. You get the picture? You might have let yourself down over the COVID fiasco. You might have rolled over and complied. Don't be a coward this time.